Hello, Professor Andy. My name is Tianlai Zhang. I'm a sophomore majoring in information science. And today I'm going to guide you through our website. But before we dive into the fun stuff, I'd like to provide you with some important information about what we're doing here and what your role will be. The goal of the session is for you to test and use the website we are built and see if it work the way it's intended to. The session will take about an closely to an hour, and we'll begin with 10-minute introduction and a listening session, followed by approximately 30 minutes core task, and then we'll wrap up with like a little post session questions. Well, it might feel like we're t testing you and your abilities. We're actually testing the functionality of our website. So don't worry about making mistakes or doing anything wrong. Just be honest and share your initial thoughts throughout the process. Feel free to provide any feedback, whether positive or negative. Troubleshooting and identifying glitches is exactly why you're here. Feel free to ask any questions whenever you have them. And if you need to take a break at any point, that's perfectly fine. Now moving to our some practical details, we'll be recording this session for our team to review. The recording will only be seen by our team and will be used solely to improve our website. This will help us capture all the details without having to rely on memory. So I also have this written consent. I'll send it here. Please fill out it real quickly.
Okay. Okay.
All
Uh,
right. We're gonna start with the listening session. Basically, it's just about like learn your general thoughts about investment and savings.
okay.
The first question is, tell me a story when you realized you needed to start saving money for something you need or you want.
My whole life, gosh, I mean, it really, I'll focus as an adult. When I had a son who's now 25 years old, and his mom and I realized, okay, we need to save for ourselves and we need to save for his college and really be serious about planning ahead versus just paying the rent for the month and all that. So that was when we first started to invest in things, start saving for college for him and all of that. So I would say that was when I was about 30 years old or so. So I was not like ignorant of the need to save before then, but it was not a priority until that time.
Got it, got it. Great parent. Um, just quick question, like, uh, how do you think about your investment experience? Are you like very familiar with it, with investing your money?
I did around that time. I started reading some books and how to manage your money, how to save for the future, the need to plan ahead for retirement someday. And that at that time, it felt like a long way away, but I'm getting closer to those years. So, and then just understanding the need to invest smartly and accept some risk for things, but also know that over time, the risk is pretty minimal if you're doing the right kind of investments. So, and as you may know, here in North Carolina, if you're a state employee like I am at the university, you're actually required to have some of your money for your salary set aside for retirement. So every paycheck,
Is
minimum 6% of my money goes to a retirement fund.
is
Uh,
that 401 something?
yeah, it's like a basically yes, through a company called TIAA, which is I think was originally called Teachers Insurance, but now called TIAA.
Oh,
And
do you
so the
have
university then also matches the contributions to a certain extent. So that's a nice benefit. So I keep track of that. And that's where most of my money for retirement is going. I have some money in the bank, but that doesn't make very good interest, right? So I don't typically keep money in the bank.
do you have any control of that parts of the fund or they
Yeah.
do for you?
I do. So I can choose which particular funds to my money for the retirement would invest in for the stock market
Mhm.
versus like stocks versus bonds versus some sort of like almost like a savings account kind of thing. And so I try to follow the advice on the website there actually, um, and other things about how old am I, when do I plan to retire, if that's the, so I'm 58 years old. I'd like to retire in 5 to 10 years. Here's the mix you want to have in your portfolio. Versus if when I was 30, maybe I could take a bigger risk because I can always make up anything. If the stock market goes down, it's going to come back up again. Um, so I just try to educate myself really. I don't have any formal advisor or I've never taken a class or anything, but just reading on, like I said, some books back years ago, and then is keeping up on the TIA website, what they're advising there, and things like that.
Do you think the tips on their website is helpful?
Yeah, it does help. It has some calculators and some other sort of dashboard kind of techniques or attributes to the website. So it's pretty good that way. It's pretty easy to see when you log in. Okay, here's what your overall portfolio is, and here's how it's grown or not recently and over time. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to understand.
Nice. How often do you track it, your health?
About once a month,
Hmm.
I will log in there just for a few minutes and see what's going on. Depending on sometimes the news, like earlier this year, there was a stock market kind of dip, and so I was like, "Oh, is that affecting me?"
Oh, I got a fun question for you. If the market was like weather, what was your last year? Is it sunny, cloudy, or
Oh,
rainy?
it's actually been pretty sunny. I mean, it's gotten better the past few months, and I try to be mindful of not reacting to short term,
Oh, so you're more like a long-term guy.
long term. Yeah, I accept the idea
Invest,
that
yeah, you
long
invest in
term
long
is,
term.
is the big picture of the long term is the way to go versus
Same here, same
being
here.
anxious. Like, oh, it's down, 100 points today. I'm going to, no, I'm not going to panic.
Nice. Uh, if your account jumped 10 times tomorrow, what's the first thing you'd like to do? Like pay off
Times.
or some loans or buy a fishbowl, buy gold or all in a S&P 500.
I mean, if I had a big bounce like that, I might do something fun for me and my wife. We've been talking about doing some international travel next year, so maybe enjoy that to the full extent. Maybe get a first class ticket versus coach
Oh.
uh, or whatever. But I tend to be not too spendthrift. I like enjoy. I like nice things, I like nice food and things, but I also don't just spend money on lots of expensive things like fancy cars. That would never be my personality.
Mhm.
So I probably would just keep holding on to most of that if I had that, if that happened, if I had that good fortune.
Like put it in a safe fund.
Yes, probably. I might use a little bit for fun, but then keep the rest for later on in my life.
Nice, nice. Do you have any never invest list?
Um,
Something that you wouldn't like invest on?
I think I prefer safe investments of mutual funds where it's a big mix of things. Have not in my life bought stock in like one company individually too much. Um, I did do a little bit of that 25 years ago or so, and some of those turned out well and some didn't. But then I realized I didn't like kind of playing that game of individual stocks. If I hear about some company, I go, oh, I'm going to buy their stock. And now I just do the mutual funds,
Do
which
you
is a mix of a bunch of different stocks, and so it averages out where it's going to grow. I like that better.
so you already sell all those individual stocks?
Yeah, a long time ago. Well,
Nice.
one of them didn't. One of them went down to zero, so I didn't have anything to sell.
Oh,
It was no big deal. Actually, that was an internet startup company that a friend of mine was involved in. It's not his fault that the company went downhill, but in the original dot-com bubble burst of around the year 2000, I lost a couple of $1,000 because the stock went to zero. The company went out of
one
business.
to zero.
Yeah, so like
Crazy.
I bought like 30 shares at like $35 each, and it was good for a couple of years, and then the company just went to a spiral and went out of business. And so,
That's a lot of money at that time.
Yeah, it was not great, but I was like, okay, well, I learned a lesson here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The last question is, if you could send one text to your beginner self, what would it say?
I would say start a little earlier than I did with investing and planning ahead. I think I did an okay job, but um, maybe I could have started earlier than 30, a few years earlier. Maybe I'll be able to retire a little earlier. Who knows? So maybe that, but no big regrets.
Will you will you ask your son to like start early?
Yeah, well, he's yes, I should talk to him about that. And actually, he's doing very well. He's 25. His name is Ross. He works for Salesforce in San Francisco
Mhm.
as a software engineer, and he's doing very well there. And he's pretty smart with money. But I'm going to see him actually this weekend, and so I'll mention this conversation and say, how are you
No,
investing for the future?
nice, nice. Okay, now we're done with the listening session. Have you finished the survey I sent it to you?
I did that this morning.
Nice, nice, nice. So we don't have to do it. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh, what's next? What's next? Uh, next we oh shoot, my computer is stuck. Um, I'm going to send you a link. That's our full prototype we're gonna test today. So I'm gonna ask you to share your screen after you open it.
Okay, okay, it's starting up. Do I need to sign in with Google? It's asking me.
No, 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 you don't have to. That's
Okay,
have to.
okay. Let me share my screen with you. Uh, you need to let me share. It says I
Yeah.
received a request. I can't share unless you let me.
I already did it.
Let's try.
You
Let me
done?
know. Let's try again. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So, as you click the any white part, can you?
Can I click on things? Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, you can see blue hovers. Those are the clickable buttons,
Okay.
and you have like you can explore by yourself. You explore around this prototype.
Okay. Can I actually click on things? Will it work or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If
Okay.
there's a blue hover,
Okay.
you can
Uh,
click it.
it's asking me to check my year in review. Should I do that or should I just?
Yeah, it's free explorer time right
Okay,
now.
just do my own thing.
Anything you can do, yeah, you can do anything you
Okay.
want.
Sure. I'll start my review. Am I doing things? Am I being helpful?
Oh, it's just we'll give you a amount of time that's for you to
Okay.
freely.
So my task is to kind of explore the site and see what I see.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Anywhere you want.
Okay. And if you want really like a task for me to find something or do something.
Yeah, the core task will be after this.
Okay.
Just tell me when you're done with exploring.
Okay. I'll just kind of zip
Take
through
your
this.
time. Take your time.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think I got it. I got the basics.
Nice, nice. We'll begin with the cortex right now. So I'm gonna give you a few scenario and just follow try to find what I'm saying.
Okay.
So the first one is you've just logged into your Vanguard account and
Mhm.
see an option to view your year in review. Imagine you want to look back at how your investment this past year. Go ahead and explore the year in review experience. As you do, tell me what stands out to you, what was useful, and what you're curious about.
Okay, I'll go back to that. Okay, I'm curious what a managed account means, so I'm gonna click on that.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, what was the other task? I'm sorry.
Okay, let me repeat it. What stands out to you,
Okay.
what was useful, and what you're curious about.
I mean, it's very useful in the sense of it's very easy to see in these bullet point style check mark items, kind of like the main takeaways from the year. That's
Hmm.
very clear to me. It's easy to read, um, easily understood. Um, and I guess my one question would be, it says two additional goals. If I like, what were those? I don't see that a way to see what those were right now, but it like the managed account thing was helpful. But I was thinking my gut would be like, oh yeah, what were those? And I want to click on that to see what they
Mm,
were to remind myself.
thank
But
you,
I
thank
guess I
you.
would do continue. Can I do that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll do continue. Okay. Maybe that'll tell me. I do like this chart that is helpful to me to see where I am and to see there's a continuum there to get to 100%. Um, I'm going to click on this and see how you measure my success. Okay. Okay. That's helpful. And I like the way this is like pretty clear also, like bullet points and stuff. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Um, continue.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here are my managed accounts. Okay. Okay. I like the little advice here about, yeah, I did come up short apparently on these goals. And so I like the advice. Um, I do like that it's also encouraging rather than saying I failed. I appreciate that. Okay. I'm going to keep going, I guess. All right. Okay. Okay. Yes. So this is the kind of thing I was saying earlier in my real life is I like this kind of visual to see where my money is and what kind of assets, what the blend is. Um, so
Easy
that's
and simple,
helpful.
right?
Um, I know what those mean, so I'm not going to click on that, but I like the like that. I like the I'm not a visual journalist, but I like the colors you all picked for that too. So I'll just say that. Okay. Okay. Rebalance your portfolio 3 times. I'm going to learn more about that because I'm curious. Hmm, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, I'm doing much better in this than my real life one. I don't have $1 million, but I do in this. Okay. Um, okay. All right. I'm going to explore suggested actions. I am curious about that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to skip this. Oh, there's more down here. Okay.
I think this is the last page.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else stands out to you?
No,
Feel like was useful?
I thought it was useful. Yeah. And
If there's nothing, it's fine. It's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to I'm trying to find out where to?
Go to the top.
Yeah.
There, my dashboard.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna.
Or just so you know, I was looking for like an X there to click on to click out of that, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's something. That's something. Okay, second task. You see two options: start review or go to checklist in the year review. If this were your Vanguard account, which option would you choose and why?
uh,
Walk me through, walk me through your thought process. What made the option feel like the right choice for you? What would make you more likely to choose the other option instead? How do you feel about having both options available?
um, I'm fine with having options available. Thought review start review just was a natural starting point based on the wording there.
Mhm.
Um, the more I look at it, to my brain at least, a subtle little prompt is to click on the one that's got the dark background and the reverse type versus the other one. Seems like, oh, I'll do that one next. The checklist one would be next. The way that's highlighted with black um, just sounds like the first, and it's ordered left to right, which is, you know, my English language American mind has been trained to look at, which I know is not the case in around the world, just so you know that.
That's
Uh,
very thoughtful. That's
so
very
yeah, there's
thoughtful.
right to left around the world as well. So
Yeah.
it's not the only way to do it. That's kind of how I would just interpret that. Right? When I first opened this page, that just seemed like the first natural thing to click on because
Mhm.
of those reasons. Um, and then I might go to my checklist after I kind of got the knowledge of what the review would tell me. Then I would go to the checklist to figure out, okay, well then now what do I do? How do I change anything if I want to? That's kind of the process I would go through there.
What if you already have this experience to like view the year in review like years before? Uh, would you go to checklist right away, or you still prefer to start review?
I would probably still do a review just because,
You want to get a big idea of how you're doing this year?
yeah, just because there's a lot going on in life, and so I would be, oh yeah, I got to think about what do I have here, financially speaking. Oh, I haven't logged in for a while, maybe, and I mean, let me just double check and get a sense of where I am.
Nice, nice. Got it. Okay. Next one. After reviewing your year in review, you're shown a checklist suggested next steps. Take a look at the checklist. How does seeing a checklist like this makes you feel about your finance? What about the check? What about the checklist? If anything make you feel confident and what makes you feel confused?
Okay. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not confused by anything here. I do like the phrasing. It sounds like it says we handpicked these actions to help you start the year out on a strong note. I feel reading that like there's some expertise happening in on this site. Like this company, these people know what they're doing. It has a trustworthy factor to it. So that they actually are trying to help me and that they have the expertise to do so. Um, and yeah, that's about it.
Nice. The last one, last core test.
Mhm.
Uh, on your year in review page, you see a graph showing your progress to where your digital advisor goes. Take a look at this graph, how easy or difficult it is to understand what this chart means. If this were your account, what would you take away from it? Or what question would you still have? How does seeing your goal progress in this way make you feel?
Okay. Um,
In
yeah.
the year review page, I think it's in the star review.
Is it not this thing,
Show your progress, your word
green
digital.
thing?
Not it's not the thing.
Okay.
Start review. Showing your progress towards your digital advice goal. Just like start the review.
Okay.
Maybe next one. Um,
That I liked.
mhm.
Uh,
Mm,
that one.
maybe next one. Next
That I
one.
liked. That doesn't really not really a graphic, I guess. This is very straightforward to me. I like bar graphs in general. Uh,
Uh, is this one? Uh, all right.
Tell me to stop if I'm clicking too fast, or maybe if it means this, I can just give you my feedback about this particular chart here if you want. This
Mhm.
is a little less intuitive to me than a bar graph. It took me a second to kind of figure out, oh, this is from like a projection, possible projection into the future. And
Oh, I think this is the
like
graph.
the scenarios, I guess. So most likely going to be in this little middle ground where so I'd have most likely to have like 2 or 3 million, and then if I get lucky,
That's
or
a very
five if
big,
I'm
big
have that luck.
gap.
Okay, so I see it now. It wasn't super intuitive immediately when I saw that. It took me a second to see the X and the Y there, the years and the numbers. And then I appreciate the intent to tell me, kind of a range. So I'm not guaranteed to get 5 million, or I'm not doomed to only get 1 million, um, but likely to be somewhere in the middle. So I like that. The more I look at it, the more I like it. But it wasn't, at first, it was a little bit like, what am I
Hard
looking at?
to read.
A little bit.
All right. Let's move on. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, okay. We're gonna have a another survey for you. That's the poll. Hold on. My
Another
computer,
link.
my computer stuck again.
Okay. So there's another link coming in Zoom.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay. Let me make sure I get over there at that window.
yeah.
Should I close out of that other window that I'll keep the tab open just in case.
Yeah, yeah, you can close it.
Okay.
You can stop sharing. Or
Okay.
I just sent the link for this survey.
Let me get there. So I'll do the survey. Okay, I can
Mhm.
do that. Okay, submitted.
Nice.
Okay,
So we'll have some post-test questions, some
okay.
few final questions. Is there any question you have for us?
No, not really. I mean, I'm happy to help, and I hope that whatever information I gave you helps your team.
Thank
Uh,
you so much for helping.
so, I'm just one person who, as you said, I'm not trying, I know that's how it works, but I appreciate the reassurance that it's not like I'm being tested. It's like the site's being tested. So I hope my feedback was helpful and my surveys are helpful.
Nice. How was your overall experience? Did it feel easier or harder than you expect?
About what I expected to do. I've done a couple of these before, but not lately, and so it was, always interesting to see different ways that information is organized and how to access it, and make it usable for people. So it's very important. So I appreciate that work you all are doing.
When you were working on the task, like checking, what was there any step that felt frustrating or confusing?
Um, Not really. Trying to think of anything. Um, No, I guess there was that one part where I wanted to know the definition of something. I forget what that was, like my managed accounts, and I wasn't sure what that meant. And then it was a couple, there was no link there to click on for a little
Oh,
thing to pop up. It was explained in a couple of slides, like a couple of pages deeper in, when I was kind of going through those order of the slides on their year in review, where it said, okay, here are your managed accounts, and it listed them there. I thought it might have been helpful to have a like a little pop-up definition of a managed account, what that is, just to remind people. Because I mean, I'm somewhat knowledgeable, but I was like, what is that exactly?
thank you. Was there anything on the website that felt unnecessary, or missing?
No, I thought it was all good. Nothing I
Okay.
was wondering, and I wasn't distracted by anything. I like the very simple graphics. It was not too busy that way. Sometimes you see really busy ones, in my regular life, and I'm like, why do they have to make something animated or whatever, for this purpose? So I thought it was very straightforward that way. but
Simple,
but
more.
attractively designed. It was like a nice iconic, use of icons.
Would you use the website again?
Yeah, if I were a Vanguard person, I would use it again. Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be definitely. I would. It'd be. I wouldn't. Frankly, I think I'm probably like most people in that I would sign up for something like an investment account and then realize, oh, this is what the dashboard looks like once I've already got the account going. But it wouldn't be like, oh, I regret doing this. I'd be like, oh, this is good. I can do this. This is fine. It's what I expect it to be. It's easy to use. I can log in. I can see my assets at a glance. I can change things. So it was what I would expect that to be like.
If you had to tell a friend about this website, what's the first thing you'd say?
I would say it's easy to use, clear, um, that it's got very conversational language that's easy to understand. There's not a lot of financial jargon that will confuse people. So I would say it's easy to use.
Nice. If you had to use the website on your own, how confident would you feel managing and navigating your investment?
I would feel very confident.
Nice. Uh, we're done today. I finished all the questions.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, good luck with the assignment. Good luck with Laura's class. She's an excellent instructor. I hope I was helpful in giving you sincere, honest answers, and hope that I was helpful.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You're
Uh,
welcome.
have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Okay. Bye.